Okay, here is a very basic recording of course facilitation. So I'm using the Master for Introduction to Blended Learning, the Uruguay version, just so you have a visual of what's going to be happening. So week 1, on the first day, you're going to want to send your welcome email. Be sure to include your access code and instructions for logging in if people don't know how to get onto Schoology. You're also going to want to refer to this updates page because you will have your welcome letter posted on here. And then you're going to want to document that correspondence on your spreadsheet, and Judy, you'll know what I'm talking about there. If you don't have a spreadsheet, make sure you have a place to document all communication with your course members. And the next step you're going to want to do is check your grade book, which won't have anything in it yet if your course has not started. In your grade book, you can check your members and see who has accessed the course using the access code, unless somebody is uploading all of your members for you, in which case you'll want to go and check your members here in order to see who has accessed the course. You're going to also want to respond to any introduction discussion posts, emails, or other posts that happen on day 1. And then, of course, your responses should always be within 24 hours. And then midweek of the first week, you're going to want to email those who have not yet accessed your course. Email them a second time. Be sure to check with your district or administration if there are any incorrect email addresses. And then, of course, make sure you're documenting that contact as well. And then, during that first week, you want to continue to respond to emails and discussion posts. Make sure your contact information is in the bio section in case students want to call you or text you, but your phone number will be on your welcome letter as well. All right, so week 2, you're going to want to again check the grade book and the members list to make sure that all students have accessed the course. Send another email in case any have not yet joined the course to those students. You can see the members page here. And then again, you may want to again let admin know if you have MIA or missing in action, people who have not accessed the course. And then also during week 2, on your updates page, you might want to create a poll, and you can use that with the polling feature here. And you might just want to post a poll and see how participants are doing. When you create your poll, you have the options. I usually use 3 options, and the answers are typically, I'm doing great, it's okay, I might need a little help, or I'm totally lost, in which case I will certainly ask respondents to contact me immediately. And then during the second week, you're also going to maybe want to send an email asking participants to respond to that email if they would like to join an optional online session with your time and date listed. And then if they would like to do that, you're going to create a session using the big blue button. And I have created a session in this course just as a test, so you can see what that looks like. It's not here because it was on the other day, but you're going to create a new conference. You can click your start time and end time and call it, week 1 or week 2 or introduction or whatever you want to call it. If you have students that decide that they want to participate. You can also send the option out, if this time doesn't work for you, please let me know. Maybe we can reschedule a big blue button time to meet on our own. Or you can also create a Google Hangout or FaceTime, or however you want to communicate with your students is totally up to you. And then, of course, in the second week, you're going to continue answering any emails, entering grades for assignments, which would be in the grade book. You're going to answer discussion posts if needed. You might want to post due dates on your assignments just so participants have a better gauge of what they should be completing each week, even though they have a video and weekly objectives. So keep that in mind. This is just a copy of the grade book. Somebody is in the course already, so as you can see, they don't have anything because none of the assignments have been actually submitted into the grade book. And let's see, I want to check all categories of the graded period. So if you can see over here, when I clicked ungraded, here are the assignments that were created for the course, and you can edit those at any time. And if you'd like to edit them, you want to click on this assignment. Do you see where it's ungraded? You're going to want to add it to a grading period. Sometime today would be good. I'm sorry, this is very slow. All right, so here is an example of one of the assignments, and what you're going to want to do is, you can see there's no submissions here in the side. I'm going to edit this because I want to make it active in the gradebook so that when you log into the gradebook, you don't have to click ungraded assignments. Do you see here there's a category? You can create a category for this. I'm going to create a new category and call it, I'm just going to call it assignment. And then I'm going to save the changes. You can add a rubric if you'd like. This is something you would have to upload yourself. So once that is there and you go back to your grade book, it will show up under the graded assignments, and you will have that. You might have to do that with all of your assignments so that you can see them in the grade book. Something else you might want to double check, and you can't really see it in this course because you don't have any participants yet, is in your units you have discussion questions. For the introduction discussion, there are a couple different ways you can check. You might get a little red letter up here, red number, that will tell you you have some items due, and then it will also tell you what those items are, and you will be able to grade. You'll be able to choose those from this drop-down menu. It's not here right now, but if I would click on one of those, it might be a discussion question or an assignment. And you would click on that, and it would show you all the ones that have been submitted, and you could grade directly from there. The other thing you can do is check the actual discussion itself. Down below, there will be answers to your discussions, and you should be able to actually grade them right from this page. So that's another option. The other option is to just go to the gradebook and click on assignments and discussions that have been submitted and grade from that area. So there are a couple different ways that you can enter your grades. And I typically, if they've turned in the assignment and it matches the criteria, I will give them completion points for that assignment. All right. So during week 3, if you still have people who have not accessed the course, you're going to want to send an email out again as a reminder that this is the last week of the course. You're going to want to let admin know that you have MIA enrollees, or people that are missing in action that have not accessed the course at all. You've documented all the communication you've sent. And then you're going to want to maybe make a post also on this updates page that it's the last week of the course. Or you can send an email to members reminding them that the course is wrapping up. And to do that, you can simply click here in your course options, send a message, and then you're going to choose members. Sometimes you might not want to choose all members because you're going to get the admin in there as well. So you might just click this members button down here, and that will be most of the students that have accessed your course. So you can send an email, a group email that way. You might just want to remind them they should make sure that they have all their assignments turned in, and you could also add a date and time for this week's optional online session in this correspondence, in your posts that you put on your updates page, etc. And then, of course, the final week, you're going to want to continue entering your grades, responding to emails, and replying to discussions as needed. You want to remind your participants to fill out your end of course survey. And you can place that in Unit 3 of your course at the very end after the assignment, the final assignment. You can post that link on the updates page for the course survey, or you can email the link to all members, or you can do all of those things. It's totally up to you. You're going to want to remember, too, that Schoology has a fabulous instructor guide for questions that you have that you want to find quick answers for. If you're up in the middle of the night working or grading and you have a question, it's great, easy access, and you have that link. You're going to also want to remind your participants that they have a Schoology guide for when they are up in the middle of the night working and you might not be available right away. They want to contact or refer to that Schoology guide for students because it does have a lot of great information. There's videos, there's articles, there's other group members' posts and things like that. So it's a really great resource to refer them to and just remind them over and over in your weekly reminders or, online sessions to use and utilize that Schoology guide. And these are just the basics. Every course facilitator has their own style. Don't be afraid to add more posts, add pictures, comment, as you like on the discussions. Sometimes you won't need to add to the group discussions. You want the participants in the group to be communicating with each other on the course. If you really see a need or someone is directly asking a question in a discussion post, you're going to want to comment on that. But if you comment on every single post, it's very time consuming. So sometimes, it might just be, it looks like this group has a great discussion going, and you might just, post that, great work communicating. I love the collaboration. Keep it up, that sort of thing. But again, if you're commenting on every single post and every single assignment submission, it is going to take some extra time. So plan for that if that's your style, if you like to do that. Sometimes the group is okay with hearing a general umbrella of, this is great, you have great work, I like the way you've addressed such and such, look at all these great resources, that sort of thing. So those are just some ideas to save you a little time. If you post an event, it will show up here in your calendar on the side for your upcoming events. If you post a big blue button event, it will come here. If you add due dates to your assignments, and that, again, the user guide for instructors in Schoology is fabulous. If you don't know how to post an assignment, or you don't know how to add a due date to an assignment, or you don't know how to create an assignment or change the grade book, and it's in the middle of the night and you want to work on this, definitely check the resources there in your instructor guide because it will tell you everything you want to know. I hope you have found this helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions.